Right there. There we are.
Just press the button.
Yeah, I was whoopsies. Right. I'm not sure if this
Whoopsies.
looks. I don't know if that looks better or not, but hello.
Hello.
So much.
What's been going on?
I guess one thing is that I think the guy from the Philippines is dating 24 years.
Damn, I thought I just saw Tosi posted something like an hour ago. There's a new video. Well, from a Tosi.
Yes.
A Tosi.
Yeah.
Good.
We will. Yeah. Here it is. Bill right here. I mean, from what I know, is that at least right now, Lily is putting in a prison everybody else is put in, which means literally no, and he's also doesn't have any AC at all.
Oof, that's gonna be bad.
So the weather in the Philippines, especially Molina, is or temperature. Right now it's sitting at 80, 90 degrees.
Damn.
This is a really bad sight, but that's the 14 forecast in Molina is that.
Yeah. Well, he gets what he deserves.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Don't mess around. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did a video. Was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday about how Somali's running out of money, and they even mentioned Vitaly in that video. In the Johnny Smiley mentioned fatality specifically in that video.
Yeah, I'm happy because we got here. We got an influencer here in Peru, but a positive one.
Okay, what do you mean by positive one?
Because his what he would do, he would appear randomly, like a police or something, and he'd always have a hood on, and then he'd take the hood off, and like he has an afro, so it would be really puffy.
Yeah,
and it just made people laugh. It was really funny.
So it's just a funny influencer that just goes around and makes people laugh with his hair.
Yeah. And he came here and he did some he donated some school supplies and shoes to kids. I'm trying to find the video.
Yeah. I might. Oh, another prankster facing 23.5 years for disgusting pranks. I don't.
Yeah, put them in jail.
Remember? Do you know who the? Was it something of T-shirts? I forgot his name.
Yeah, I don't understand.
I think it's World of T-shirts. He got deported from Japan or something, and now apparently he's deported from Dubai.
Mm-hmm.
And then disturbing the isolated island in India. Great idea. Okay. What do we got here?
Today we will go to a community in Lima, Peru, and we will give away clothes, shoes, and groceries to a lot of kids. Let's go. They say I look better in person. No.
Oh!
Okay, so we bought all the stuff early this morning, and it's really a lot. I think this is the most I've ever got for kids. Oh my god. Okay, let's go. So we wrote down all the kids' names. Each one of them gets a new pair of shoes. Here for you. Here, this for you. Go to Quito. Oh, we have the mom. Aquí.
Yeah.
And that's the kind you want.
Mm-hmm.
So we just gave everything to the kids. It was amazing. We had so much fun. Everybody was dancing. And this is what we have to do in life, you know? Giving back is the most important thing. Peace out.
It's
Yeah.
yeah, and I saw him because I this is the first time I've seen him like do this. The second link I sent you, that's what I've always seen. Like he goes around
Okay.
and just
Second link. Okay.
Yeah. I was frozen. Oh no, it's fine. Right, so he would do that with his hair. It's really funny.
Yeah.
That's the kind of influences we want in the world. Well, I mean, like if somebody like Somalia or Vitaly came here, they'd be dead. They unalive.
I mean, considering one of them wants to go to China and India, India might get beat up. I don't know. Depends where in India you're going. In China, you might just disappear.
Mm-hmm.
Considering they do that to their own civilians or some other citizens in China, you just disappear, and you're probably never seen again. So
Yeah. Well, and the same for like, well, I haven't seen anybody try any of this in Singapore, for example.
that's probably because they know, and you told me last week, they're literally, or I don't know when, but you said that they're literally warned if you commit a crime or something, you'll either, I think, executed or put in jail for a really long time.
Yeah. Yep. They're not playing around.
Yeah,
But
and
I think, yeah.
yeah, I mean, Korea. I guess Korea would be the most, I guess, free Asian country.
Which one?
Korea, I would say, is I don't know if that would be accurate, or the most free-ish country of Asia. In terms of, I guess they're the most loose in terms of the rules, unless you do something stupid.
What, Korea?
Yeah,
Mm.
I as I said, I don't know if that's accurate.
The problem is that I don't know, because I think it's something to the effect of like they might have been lenient like Japan, but since they saw what happened after they were lenient, they were like, "Nah, we gotta take this guy down."
I think Japan was a bit more
Can't
nice.
say that.
I think it wasn't they saw what happened with Japan. I think it was that Johnny kept doing it, and I think it was a one-time thing or something. They would have been like, whatever, this guy's just being an idiot.
Tourist, yeah.
But that's what Japan did. They're just like, this just gonna be a stupid tourist. We'll just deport him for 5 years. Hopefully, he doesn't do it again.
Yeah, then he was somebody else's problem.
Oh, okay. Hello. Yeah. Where Korea, that he did it so many times to the point they're like, all right, this guy actually has to be dealt with, and
yeah, that's what you gotta do. I can't let these.
I said, I don't know if it's accurate, but I said like Korea's kind of like F around and find out country of Asia where they're like, we'll be nice to you until you do something stupid, then we'll basically just. But considering the stuff he's done outside the really nasty stuff, like the ones that aren't YouTube appropriate
Mm-hmm.
to actually fully explain without using
Mm-hmm.
acronyms.
Yep.
Yeah, let's just say the Lotel World one.
Yeah. No, that's been put in
Those.
the.
Yeah, I remember I reacted to part one of and what was it called? The Nth Room. Yeah, Nth Room. Oh, that's nasty. No, every time I hear something involving Telegram, I'm just like, oh no.
Oh, you watched it in the end? No,
I think I watched it. It was around. I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago. I watched the first part of it because honestly, there wasn't really anything going on in terms of Johnny Smalley, the Maiden thing, or anything else. So I'm like, I'll just react to this and see what's going on. I guess Ron Mango is now my I have nothing to talk about this week, so I'm just gonna react to a random Ron Mango video. Like I did react to the Subway thing, Japan one, but that was in terms of the Assassin's Creed game.
Oh,
Yeah, that was also brutal. But
I don't. Is Ubisoft still slowly dying?
I don't know.
Well, it wasn't that soon,
I played the
actually.
game. They had random rock music in that game. I was like, what is random rock music doing in Sengoku, Japan?
Yeah, and
Like,
they put like
I
hip
know,
hop.
yeah, I know Japan, Asia over there, kind of like their rock and hippie music, but it doesn't belong in like 1576 Japan.
Yeah, and it's kind of like
Yeah, I did find,
stereotypical also.
yeah, I listed I think I think I racked up to 17 insults that Ubisoft had created to Japan. I was expecting I'd get at least 10. I was not expecting I'd hit almost 20.
Man.
I was like, I'm honestly impressed. I'm impressed by Ubisoft how much they insulted Japan in that one video game.
Yeah, but then like they.
Although I will say that I think the release date and the subway accident was just a very horrendous coincidence. Although I would be surprised if Japan did it, but it's that obscure, which I don't think most people know about the subway attack, or the general people would know.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I mean, you're supposed to have in your company. You're supposed to have like people that check this stuff.
Yeah,
Like
I think
if it were like anyone, okay, could be. But like this is a big company that should have, people telling them this stuff.
yeah, and also considering everything that happened prior to that, and everyone's like, Ubisoft. Everyone's like, you're just someone's like, people are like, you're just making things up. It's like this is actually a very serious tragedy in Japan. Even though it might seem small, people are doing the same about
Oh,
people were acting the same when I think Miskip would apologize for climbing on trees. They're like, it's just not that big of a deal. I'm like, I don't think you realize how big of a deal climbing and
yeah,
swinging on
just because,
sakura trees are.
just
Everyone's
because it's
like,
not a big deal for you doesn't mean it's not for
yeah,
anybody
that's what
else.
people were like. They're like, for you it might not be, or just because it's not a big deal to you does not mean it's not a big deal to the Japanese. That's like a traditional tree. So I'd be like, I don't know, let's think. Tearing down a George Washington statue.
Yeah.
Or a cherry blossom tree, I guess.
It's just everything's so stupid.
Yeah, I mean, I remember 2 years ago I got suspended from Twitter because they were tearing down, I think, Christopher Columbus statue, and I was like, why are we tearing this down? And then I went to a discussion if he actually was the first person to discover America, and then a few months later, I was like, oh, I'm suspended. That's lovely. Is it either that or asking why you're making a Xbox and Twin Tower joke? Because It was one of those were the last 2 tweets or replies I made, and then in May I found out I was suspended. I was like, yay.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, no, but because of this, the like on Twitter X, whatever, like people were saying, oh no, because we need to bring the American culture over there. I'm like, no, stay
No.
in your lane.
It's like American cultures. You can. I mean, I okay. I do. I fair to an extent. I understand what he's trying to say, but also, you can bring American culture, I guess, but also still respect the culture you're going into.
Yeah.
Like you can still bring your culture, but also still respect the culture that or the country you're going into. So you can meet in the middle.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people have done. Like they
PewDiePie decided to stay in Japan, which, considering what's happened to Sweden, I don't blame him.
Yeah. No, yeah, I've watched some of his video. He's super chill. He's had a kid. He's experiencing of Japan. Now Connor and Abroad in Japan, they're doing the cyclothon.
Yeah. I do find it funny people are like, he's this, and PewDiePie's just like, whatever. He doesn't really care. He's like, I'm retired from YouTube at this point. I make a video when I want to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like now half his videos are just like either him playing with like Legos or something or making a vlog about his family.
Yeah. Yeah, wholesome.
Yeah, it's like, hey, we got one of the original YouTubers that actually, I mean, most of the original YouTubers actually have families at this point, which is kind of weird to see. It's like, oh, we grew up with you and now we watch you have a family. This is odd.
This is and I'm still in my basement.
I'm still in my family's house.
Sad as. No, but I think he's won because he's in a place where he won't be bothered.
Yeah,
and
I think most people do agree that. Okay, Nagano, you're banned.
Nagi.
I was told by Jay to make sure you weren't on the next stream, so I'm sorry to say. I did promise. Jay, when we was streaming with him, he's like, next time I appear on here, can Nagano not be here? I was like, I'll make sure that doesn't happen.
What you do to him, Nag?
I think it's just Nagano being Nagano, to be fair.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so. But hope the stream went well, Nagano, even though you weren't in Vegas.
Yeah, I saw they were in the Salty podcast.
Salty was this, I think the Salty, I forgot what the
Oh my god, right.
I didn't do nothing. Jay, that's not what Jay said. But Salty Nerd Podcast is what it's called. Yeah. The thing, from what I understand, they rent it, and I think you can only have it for an hour or something.
Yeah.
Or they had to use it early because someone else maybe had it booked after them. So they had to do it early, which then we did the trigger happy early as well.
Yeah, because I usually, like, when I'm between classes, they're usually on, so I do my drive by. But when I got home, you were already in the leading game. I'm like, wait, what happened?
Did you watch the trigger happy?
No, you guys did when I was out in class.
You missed our. Yeah, technically it's called Trigger Homies.
Yeah, that was a good.
Did you watch it after?
No, I just finished working and got on here.
Well, that's your fault. How dare you have a job? Says the person
Yeah.
who also has a job.
Yay.
How
We
dare
need the
you be?
job.
Yeah, I need to get a better one eventually. But yeah.
What else? Oh, no. Background.
Yeah. I do wonder if someone is actually going to try to tempt fate and try Singapore though.
Oh, that.
Would not advise. Just from what you've told me, and just also just Singapore is kind of like the I guess the pirate section from history in most places. It's kind of like the pirate hub in the Indian Ocean area.
Japan.
No,
I mean,
Singapore.
Singapore.
Singapore is kind of like, at least in the Pirates of the Caribbean movie or something. Singapore is kind of like that hub in the Indian Ocean where like the pirates just hang out.
Yeah.
So,
well,
not advise going to an old hub of Pirate Cove, basically.
yeah, they don't mess around. But I like that. I like it. They are the epitome of fuck around and find out.
Okay, so apparently, it was 89% of armed robbery against ships were in the Singapore Strait in.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
I wanna go back.
To Singapore?
Yeah, I loved it.
When was the last time you went?
2023.
So at least 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might go on an Asian trip, maybe.
Well, like from Singapore, it's 5 hours to Japan, and then you can take a ferry to South Korea.
Yeah,
Which is what
unfortunately
the
on
Muslims
this,
think of it.
that's how they avoided the 90 visa problem. They went to South Korea and probably heading back to Japan, assuming they can actually, are allowed back into Japan.
Yeah.
But from the cruise thing I was that we have, the only option in South Korea is Jeju Island. So it's only the Korean vacation spot. That's the only place available on these trips. But most of the time, Korea, they just skip Korea. They're like, okay, China, Japan, like Philippines or Philippines or Taiwan or something like that. They just completely skip South Korea altogether.
Why?
I don't know. Like, I don't know I think it's Norwegian Cruise Lines or something. They're like, South Korea, who wants to go to South Korea?
Everybody.
Literally, it's basically it's either Japan or South Korea at this point that everyone goes to. If they want to go to Asia, they go to South Korea or Japan. Probably before I guess Korean stuff got big. It was mostly probably Japan or China.
Right, and maybe they don't want to sail that close to North Korea. Yeah, Japan. No, Japan's gotten even more popular, and
I would say Japan is still the more popular vacation spot in Asia, but I will say Korea is probably maybe number 2 or number 3.
Yeah, no, and the problem is that things are becoming more expensive.
Yeah, it's one of those 3 B's. Also, that's the assumption every time you see an Asian person. Like, okay, they're either Chinese, Japanese, or Korean. and they forget about all the other Asian countries that are in there, like Thailand, Taiwan, Malaysia, Philippines, Singapore, Indonesia, and then there's the other countries past Thailand. Some people also forget India is technically an Asian country.
Yeah, not technically, it is.
I mean, I guess they assume the East Asian countries are the only Asian and forget South
Oh,
Asia,
yeah.
which is in Thailand and East Thailand, past Thailand, basically. Yeah, so Japan's, I'm pretty sure, is still number one in terms of vacation in Asia.
Heck yeah.
China probably might be last piece. Everyone's like, I don't know Japan about China, but
Well,
the
I mean,
whole ISO speed thing. It was like, oh, the whole propaganda. I'm like, maybe take
I
a
don't.
trip down to the rural part of China. He only went to the city parts. He didn't go down to the creepy parts of China.
I mean, like, I know that there's a lot. There's a lot to see.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like, but because one of my teachers, she went there, and she said, like, it's so much walking to get like from one like site to the other, because you can't go by car or anything. So it's like, it's so much walking.
Yeah, I saw a Twitter post. I think it's from China. No, it was from China Uncensored. He posted a picture of, it's like Chinese propaganda on the United States, and it's like, is this an unintentional? Is this supposed to make us look bad? It's like one of those things. Like somehow China is making us look better than we are ourselves.
I still don't because I haven't watched anything. I have seen like gifs or I don't understand the ISO speed thing.
So he went. So from what I understand, I watched like a few seconds when he's in Mongolia, and they were super chatting him history of Mongolia. Interestingly enough, but from what I understand, he, I guess, was doing an IRL stream over in China, and then everyone, and it was basically favored China. So like they're like, everyone's like, the propaganda of China propaganda died in like less than 24 hours. So now people don't think China is a bad country anymore, I guess. For that small time period, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, as a place to go.
Yeah, everyone's still like, how about the the rural parts of China? Why don't you go down there? Or they talk about the Uyghurs,
Yeah,
which were the ones the Chinese are, so even the Chinese people don't like, pretend don't exist.
Yeah, no, that's messed up. Yep. Oh, did I lose you? No, I'm alone now. All right.
Whoopsies.
Well,
I pressed a button on my mouse that actually made me go backwards.
whoopsies.
Yeah. Anyway,
may him take over.
Take over real quick while I completely accidentally press the button. As we call committing a Gary, I guess.
Yeah, boomer.
Yeah, I'm a boomer without being a boomer.
Boomer. Let me put this. Yeah, I did see like somebody played with a traditional instrument, like one piece.
What, like a
Bing
goose
song.
hang? The goose hang? Was it on a goose hang?
I don't know.
That's one of the few Chinese or traditional instruments I know by name. One is like, has an E, but it's an even more complicated name to say. It's like a lyre or something like that.
Oh, there was a film that I watched, a Chinese film that's like the East versus the West, something like that. It's just a music school, but you have like the Western instruments and then the traditional instruments, and they fight over.
Yeah,
And
the
it's
traditional
really cool.
instruments are also really nice to listen to.
Mm-hmm.
Did you watch the live action Mulan movie?
No, I refused.
I am tempted to go back and watch it just as to see how bad it actually was, because back then I was like, I don't think it was that bad. But then again, it's forgettable, which is honestly worse, in my opinion. Being a forgettable movie is worse than just being straight up terrible.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like with I guess the Snow White. It's like the Snow White is so bad. It's like kind of funny how bad it is. Where Mulan was just kind of forgettable. Where you're just like, it was whatever.
Yeah, no, I didn't watch it. First of all, no Mushu. Second of all,
Yeah,
they
I will.
completely they were like weird vibes to like the whole thing. I was like,
You should have
it's
seen the Chinese
strange.
fans. The Chinese fan leading up hated the actress because she was okay with Hong Kong police brutality.
Oh yeah, well, and then and they
Like
filmed that in
The Chinese fans were like, the real Mulan would not be okay with police brutality in Hong Kong.
yeah, no, and also
Like
they filmed
even the
the camp.
The what?
What was the camp, the
Oh, the camp that they filmed it at was a
mm-hmm.
historical Chinese concentration camp. They're like, "Thank you, China, for letting us use this camp."
Yeah, it's like, oh my god.
Disney knew about it or was so ignorant about the camp. They're just like, "Oh yes, this is a good place." Like not even thinking. It's like, why is this camp here? What was it used for? It's like, oh,
Yeah,
it looks like a military base. It might have been an old military base. Like, no, not exactly. To an extent, yes, but just not the right kind. Yeesh. Yeah, I like people were mad that there was no singing, which I mean, it was more Mulan. If for live action, makes the most sense to not have any singing in it. Honestly,
yeah,
if we're thinking about a live action that doesn't need singing, Mulan is the one that makes the most sense. But having the Phoenix instead of, I mean, Mushu didn't even need to talk. It could have been just a dragon at the end instead of the Phoenix, and it would have been maybe slightly better. I mean, I know Phoenix is a thing in Chinese, but in terms of Mulan, a dragon would have made much more sense.
yeah.
And then the witch in the story, I don't remember a witch ever in a Mulan story.
The
Then
witch?
again,
There was a witch?
like okay, in the
Wasn't a
movie
witch?
there was some witch. Then again, it's been 5 years since I've seen this movie. And then at the end, she's like, I'm gonna believe in Mulan since she's the true warrior we need." I'm like, oh my gosh, we're doing this.
No, no.
Even people that would probably hate my guts now if they knew what I talk about and think now compared to when we watched the movie. They're like, "This is a bit." We instantly watched the anime Mulan. We're like, "We need a palate cleanser right now because this movie was horrendous." When you got people who would probably defend the Snow White movie, hate Mulan movie, there's a problem.
Yeah, no. These so dumb, so dumb.
Let's even. Yeah, you're gonna see me go rage mode tomorrow night when we talk about freaking Snape.
Oh my goodness! Like,
I think this is gonna be my third rant in like 3 weeks. Because I ranted about the first time he was rumored. I ranted about Narnia, and I have to rant about this again since it's officially confirmed.
yeah, like, oh my god.
Actually, I didn't rant last week because we had Jay on last week.
It's like they want people to attack this guy. It's like how come on, man.
It's like you're not. I mean, to be fair, he also. But to be fair with that, he also did agree to play Snape.
Yeah,
Honestly,
that's why it's like, bro, come on.
it's like you should have known, but it's like it's also. But at the same time, I can't blame him. It's like Harry Potter. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity to play a character in Harry Potter, of course.
Yeah, but I wouldn't.
It'd be also kind of funny if he played accurate Snape. It made him like horrendously despicable.
Yeah, I mean the thing about that is that everything, like what everyone's been talking about, like him being bullied, him being rejected by Lily.
Someone mentioned this on Daily. Super Chatted at Daily that when Harry suspects Snape at the books, he literally says he seems like the type, doesn't he?
Oh. Yeah, so everything
I'm like,
included,
oh, great.
Yeah.
So it's like he's a thief because he's
black.
Yeah. They're gonna assume, oh, he stole the Sorcerer's Stone because he's black. I'm like, yes, because UK thinks about that on the daily.
Yeah, no, it's so dumb, so dumb. It's everything's so dumb.
Like, honestly, I will say I think the Narnia one is worse.
Oh yeah, no, I'm so angry about that because it's the same with Tolkien. There are Catholic Christian elements to it.
I will say,
purposely going against it.
I said this way back when all we knew that Narnia was being made by a Netflix show. Whether they were going to make a Netflix show by Narnia or about Narnia. I said this, if they mess this up and try to change anything fundamentally, there's going to be a bigger backlash on Narnia than there was for Rings of Power. Because, I said this, I think, when we talked about it, unlike Tolkien, Narnia has a straight timeline. Yeah. Where there's no like many different lore branches, like Tolkien has like many different stories and timelines and all these things, where Narnia has a one set timeline and his other books are not connected to Narnia, the space ones. So if you mess up, like try to race swap or obviously gender swap a lion, there's going to be probably a bigger outcry than Rings of Power had.
Yeah, because and also, yeah, to your point is like because technically, like it's an easier story, like maybe more people, and again, like I have a book that is specifically talking about all the religious elements in the book in Narnia. It's like,
my biggest question, honestly, nothing wrong against Meryl Streep, of course, but it's Aslan is supposed to be represent Jesus as well, and I don't think I don't think she has the acting or range enough to sound threatening as a lion. If she was the Jadis, the evil queen, that would have been perfect.
Yeah. Now, is it confirmed that she's gonna be Aslan, or
it's a rumor? It's a rumor, but considering
so maybe she could be the queen.
Considering Snape was the black guy was rumored for Snape, I'm guessing it's probably true. Although all the other casting they've done for Harry Potter is almost pretty good, except for Snape. They messed up the one big casting choice that they needed to nail.
Yeah. My biggest, we still haven't seen. Did we see who they cast for Harry and Ron and Hermione?
No, they don't. They're only doing the teachers right now. Yeah, I'm like, all right, who's gonna get race swap? Are you gonna race swap the poor kid, or the person that gets called racial slurs all the time? Because honestly, no matter which one they choose for Harry, Ron, Hermione, it's gonna look bad because you have someone who's born with no magical parents, and he's called basically the magical version of the N word. You have a poor parent. You have a full blood, but he is the poorest person in the franchise, and you have someone who's bullied endlessly and half blood. So regardless which one they race swap, it's gonna look bad either way. But my question for Narnia,
it's so dumb.
yeah, I do wonder, are they gonna do Magician's Nephew for Narnia first?
That's the question, because like it makes sense for me. Like it makes because
because it sets up the rest of Narnia, but it's also one of the more complicated books to adapt because the whole rings.
a lot of things happening.
It's really complex in terms because you have like the two ring portals. Then you have how animals started to talk, then how the queen came to be, and how the whole son of Adam, daughter of Eve thing came. It's just world building is just a bit. It's like complicated. So I'm like, how are they going to do this?
Well, it was the same thing with like the Rings of Power. Like, how the hell are they gonna do this if they are completely like skipping thousands of years? They're mixing events that never happened together. People are alive when they shouldn't be. Characters are missing. Personalities have completely changed.
They did that also with the Acolyte. They brought characters that shouldn't even be alive, but then Disney does that on the daily, so I guess that's nothing too shocking.
Yeah, it's like, oh.
Yeah.
It's still so freaking dumb.
Yeah, but considering Narnia is like specifically more Christian than Lord of the Rings, I don't know. It's gonna be a problem.
Not necessarily. It's just that Tolkien was way more like in depth.
It's subtle. He was. I mean by the Tolkien was a bit more subtle about it, where Narnia is straight up almost it's basically a metaphor for the I guess the road to Christianity in a way.
Yeah.
Because he also wasn't and his self-insert is Susan. As his C.S. Lewis's self-inserted himself as Susan because he kind of Susan was in his way how he, because he used to be an atheist, so it's I guess showing that she forgot or didn't believe anymore, and it was I guess his showing of I guess someone that didn't believe and eventually would believe.
Yeah.
He said that I forgot where he said it, but he did say that it was kind of his self, I guess, of Susan was him because when he didn't believe.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Mm.
People were, I think, messaging him after the last battle happened. Like, why'd you make Susan kind of like treated as like the bad person or the one that didn't believe? And it's like, obviously, someone would get upset because, like, you have all of the people in Narnia, then you have Susan that's also was told that she's no longer a queen of Narnia in that last battle book.
Yeah, that's
it was basically like it's like showing that that she will eventually find her way back to Narnia.
Yeah, the whole story of like the first time I watched because I first watched it. I hadn't read the books before I watched The
Did
Witch
you
of
watch the
Wardrobe.
Did you watch the Disney one or the BBC version?
I think the
The
Disney
BBC
one.
one
Yeah,
would be
the one.
the BBC one would be very extremely old.
Yeah, no, so not. But I liked that adaptation. It was really good. The casting was perfect. The music, the CGI, the shots. I thought everything about it was
I will
awesome.
say I find it funny how the at Aslan looked more like a lion than the Lion King from 2019.
Bro, yeah. No, I
Like
like the
like
effects
everyone
there are
everyone
awesome.
yeah, everyone's like, how does Aslan look more like a lion than something produced in 2019? I'm like, I don't know. Although I didn't watch The Lion King because I didn't care.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, me neither.
Yeah, Mulan was also the last live action movie I watched. I was just like, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. Because Mulan is my favorite princess, so naturally it hurt me the most.
Yeah, although I don't think is she considered a princess? Is that the thing
Yeah,
with oh.
I guess. I mean, if you want the second one, she did marry Shang. So
Yeah, but she's
maybe
not prince.
I guess Princess Warrior. I don't know. Female warrior. I don't know. Warrior queen. I don't know. I don't know what you classify her in the first movie. I guess she was technically she was just a lady, I guess, in the first one.
Yeah.
But since she I guess had the sword of the king, she got royalties, I guess, and some maybe I don't know. Because her father was I think royalty in a way, but not like to the king specifically. But then back then in China and Asia, there was multiple different lords and ladies. So I guess she'd be a princess to her father if he was royalty.
No, but he's not. He was
Yeah,
still
I'm saying if he was, she'd be considered a princess in that aspect because back then there was multiple different land, and each land section of land had a different lord that ruled over it, even if they were, I guess, poorish. They'd be considered lord of that place, and then she'd be considered a princess by that if he ruled over that land.
Yeah, because like from what I understood is like they actually because they had a big house and like in the animation like the Shen and the other guy they knew his name like he was someone important.
Okay, the internet has the answer.
Not actually prince.
She was not born
Well, it's
royalty, nor did she become one by marrying a prince. So
yeah, because
I
Shen
guess
is
she's
not a
not actually.
prince.
Yeah, I guess she's not actually a princess then.
The same with Meg. Meg is not considered the princess.
Oh yeah. I mean, neither is would you consider Merida from Brave a princess? I mean, I think that's actually would be since she is the daughter of the king of that land. So I guess that actually would be considered princess.
Yeah,
Or heir to yeah. In terms of that one, that would be princess.
yeah, because it's chieftain, right?
Thank you, Nag. Yeah, he was the chief of I
His
forgot.
clan.
Yeah, I forgot the clan. I remember one because it's actually a rival clan of one of my family's clans. So ironically, ironically, one of the four clans in the movie is actually historically one of my family's rival clans, which I find interesting. That Brave has one. Like naturally, ironically, is the one is I think the blondie ones. the guy with the guy that couldn't shoot.
Oh,
I think it was that one. I think it was Dingwall.
that's funny.
Yeah.
No, but
And I guess we have to wait till Narnia trailer, which when
no.
that comes out, I'm gonna that I think the only thing Disney has left is Tron though, which I watched the trailer of
I just
Tron.
don't trust anyone. Just like
Like,
like
I
make
was
something new.
like, yeah, I agree with Jeremy. Just leave it alone. Don't touch it. Leave it alone. Like Jeremy's like, when the rumor of Titanfall 3 is like, at this point, I don't want Titanfall 3. Just don't touch it. Just don't. That was me with Tron. I'm just like, at this point, just don't touch Tron. Just leave it alone.
Yeah, they can't think of anything new, and now
I
they're
will
redoing The Bodyguard. Oh my god!
Yeah, I will say the trailer of Tron looked fine until you saw Jared Leto.
Oh, now he's in
Jared
there.
Leto's I suppose is the Ares for Tron. Ares is the villain of, I'm guessing, of Tron 3. So I'm like, why do you have to put Jared Leto in this movie? Do you want another bomb, Disney? Apparently you do. What? Actually, was he in a Disney movie? No. He was
Who?
in no. He did Joker. He did Morbius. Now he's doing now he's doing Tron. I hate it here. Yeah. And then, like when I found out the Snape one, if you were in the voice chat when I found out the Snape was confirmed, you just saw me straight up die. I'm just like, I have nothing. I'm like, I had Harry Potter. I was fine. They had to remake it. Until it's confirmed whether JK had involvement or not, she's getting blamed, regardless.
Well, wasn't she? I thought like the point of her was that she was involved.
I think Ryan or someone else just that it could have been they just had her on just so they could say they have permission to make it, and then just kind of scoot her away or something. Because the only time she posted anything about Harry Potter is when they announced the TV show. Other than that, she's been silent on Harry Potter. I do know. I think Ryan or someone else said she doesn't have as much involvement with this as she did with the movies. With the movies, she's way more involved in. So, but it's her franchise. She still gets blamed. I'm not, even though I love her. I love J.K. Rowling and stuff. She does not get a pass. She doesn't get a pass on this.
It's the same with like because she's always been like really woke. Except
I did see two posts today that I was actually shocked to see from her. She said she's okay. She's comfortable to share an opinion with Donald Trump. I was like, I did not have that. I did not expect to see that today. She's like, I'm okay to share an opinion. It's on some UK Supreme Court thing. I might tell you. I'll tell you after the show. But yeah, I mean, because I just don't want it. I don't really want it to be political at all. Understandably so. Yeah. It was funny to see that tweet though. But she's mostly just doing UK Supreme Court tweets of women's rights. Has basically been her Twitter.
Yeah, I mean, but again, it's like the same happened with Rick Riordan. The author of
Yeah, the
Percy
same. Yeah, the
Jackson.
same thing. Literally the same thing. Except she didn't call the fans racist. That's the only difference.
Not yet. Well, he
Not yet. Not yet. But it was the same thing. He said it was gonna be accurate representation. And Beth got cast as black. Everyone's like, "This isn't
yeah, and
accurate." They're
he's
like, and
no,
you're like,
and
"Y'all are all
the
racist."
stupid thing was that he said like, oh, because it's the best. She's the best for the character, and this is how I imagined the. Like in personality wise, Annabeth. And it's like you specifically describe her multiple times because her appearance later has a hand in a plot point.
Yeah, I mean, she's
Literally.
literally supposed to look almost exactly like her mother. And last time I checked,
Mhm.
Athena is not black. She's
Mhm.
at best
Oh well, did you see
Mediterranean.
that Zendaya is gonna play Athena in
Oh my gosh!
Odyssey?
Please stop it! I can't take
Good
it
deal.
anymore.
Now, it just says that she's Athena, but I don't know if
I don't know.
Zendaya will be playing.
Yeah, we did talk about that. Fandom's like, I didn't watch Dune. He's like, and Norman's like, why? And it's like, Zendaya. It's like, there's only two options why you wouldn't watch the Dune movie.
Yeah, no. She
Yeah.
destroyed it. She destroyed it. Cause
She's not a bad actress. She's become basically
no,
the
she
pager.
is a man.
I wouldn't say she's terrible. She's just not great.
She had the same facial expression every single
So she's the Bella Swan curse, where it's just the same emotion every movie she's in.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, and the annoying part was like you could have like whatever that, except they completely changed her character, Channy, and made her into like a whiny
I did
10
hear she was
point at 10.
whine. I did hear she was whiny half the movie. I didn't
Yeah,
watch it because I
no,
wasn't
she was
interested
very
in Dune.
modern.
Yeah, I wasn't interested in Dune, so I didn't watch the first one.
Yeah, no. They add too many like modern um reactions or thoughts, behaviors, and it's like that's not Channy. Channy is completely the opposite of what Zendaya played.
Yeah, I didn't watch the books. I didn't read the books. But yeah, I'm just like,
It is so dumb.
yeah, I'm just, yeah. I thought I was hoping, honestly, kind of hoping, half hoping, Narnia would not do a Rings of Power, but if they cast Aslan, that's gonna get worse. I'm like, just don't touch it, please. Please don't touch it.
Yeah. No, but they have again, like they have zero creativity.
Yeah, it's like
There's nothing new, and if there is something new, it's buried under all these remakes, spin-offs, prequels, sequels, pre-sequels.
yeah. Yeah, it was very interesting actually. I was watching a League of Legends game this morning, and they mentioned that about how people hate remakes and sequels. I was like, I didn't expect this in my League of Legends casting. Yeah. I guess only time I guess we have to wait and pray for the Mario. At least that's the it's just a rumor. I guess you can hope that it's not actually true. Because to be fair, the people casting people do this. They remember an actor playing a character to see the reaction and maybe change it if the reaction is bad or not. Obviously,
Yeah. Well,
obviously they didn't do that for Harry Potter, but they do that for some things, and they might change it. Probably most of the time they don't, but worth a try.
yeah, but I think it's like now, like if they see people reacting badly, it's like, oh well, I'm gonna do it anyway because freaky people.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it because you hate women. It's like, no,
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, I hate
I hate
women.
them.
Yeah, I hate women so much. Half my YouTube channel is on actually protecting women. Ironically enough. Yeah. Yeah, someone said I'm paying on the K-pop thing I talk about. Someone's like, you're paying people to send hate messages to this idol. I'm like, yes, because I have enough time, or I have that much roots or in stuff where I can just pay people to send hate messages to this person.
Yeah.
I told Chris, and he's like, they give us way too much credit. I'm like, no matter what the context is, they give people way too much credit with this. They're like, you're sending hate messages. I'm like, I'm not even monetized on YouTube. What are you talking about? I send people money.
Yeah.
Posted, like, someone was like spewing lies or trying to say the CEO did nothing wrong, which they're considering how many allegations. It's kind of hard to say he's innocent. And I posted, he's like, those are nothing. I'm like, did you even watch it or anything? It's like, you're just paying people to hate. I'm like, okay, I don't have enough money for this.
Yeah.
Or I would not, even if I had, like, if I could, or had a way to send people money to hate, I wouldn't, because that's kind of stupid. Like, I wouldn't even pay people to send hate to the people that are saying I'm hating people. It's kind of a little stupid, not gonna lie.
Yeah. No, but also it's like you said, it's like if something happens, it's like, oh, it's because of these fans, and then and then it's like, oh, just don't pay attention to them because they're insignificant. Like, so which is it?
Yeah, I think, yeah, it's like, I forgot what it was. It was an Acolyte or like something else. Or like, these YouTubers or something, they're irrelevant. Our show's gonna be good regardless, and then it gets canceled. It's like, these YouTubers cause our show to get canceled. Let's try to take them off the platform. I'm like, all right, which one is it? Either we're irrelevant, or we're so significant that we can single-handedly destroy this TV show.
Mm-hmm.
You can't have both. You can't be irrelevant, but also the reason the the TV show dies.
Yep.
Yeah, it's the same with K-pop thing. It's like, you're gonna ruin their careers. It's like, so trying to protect them is ruin their careers now. Okay. Yeah. They also threatened, said to try to raid the Discord server. I'm like, that's illegal. I'm like, congratulations for publicly announcing you're trying to break TOS. That's
Yeah, well, let's remember what happened with the I don't know who.
I
don't even remember their name.
Molly from Star Wars Explained.
Yes. Yeah.
We all responded to her. I called her. I said she was in the middle of a coping session.
Yeah, I got blocked.
Yeah, I got blocked easily.
Coward. Did you see Theory's video? Yes, I think it was yesterday.
What?
Today.
Something about the sabers.
Yeah, like somebody reviewed his sabers and like made it seem like Theory was doing like if it was a fraud or something, like scamming people, and it's like he went over bit by bit with receipts everything that the guy had said. It's like, no, I've talked about this here, the receipts, bam 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 bam, with dates and everything.
Yeah, here it is.
Yeah, it's like,
I know
guys,
you're in the
free.
middle of a coping and seething of the cancellation of a shite show. But if you think for a second, not being blatant lies, then again, you like making harassment campaigns on people.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like they think they're so above everyone and morally right, and they're like the worst people.
Yeah.
It's like, excuse me, did you just really like call for, for like to cancel of these guys just because you don't
Oh
like their
yeah.
opinion?
Yeah, I actually have the picture of the other one I was talking about. Because I had made it for a video, but I had to edit it so someone's identity would be, kept safe. Okay, here it is. Obviously I didn't keep the Twitter user safe, but yeah, that.
I don't see it.
Okay, can I? Yeah.
Your server is ah.
And I had to bleep that out because, and I
Yeah.
literally posted the server ID. It's like, and I had a argument. It's like, you're just hater. I'm like, okay, so I'm hating by making videos calling out the CEO. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, no, they're going after Theory. They're going after anybody that.
Yeah.
I don't remember what I was looking for. Okay. Yeah, I don't even see it anymore.
See what?
The Molly Twitter.
Do you on your account?
Yeah, but I'm probably searching for it wrong.
It was because I only had it because I barely tweet. I just reply.
Mm.
Also, Twitter was bugging out a few minutes ago.
Ooh.
What?
No, there's gonna be a meteor shower, but probably won't be able to see it here.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and I
Oh,
listened
it's cloudy.
asking. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, asking. I said asking for a raid to disagreements against TOS. No, and someone else asked to raid this to ruin the server, and I was like, "Are you threatening to break TOS publicly?" Like, yeah, I'm like, it's just.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, this is my Twitter reply. Just a snowman. I don't think even if you had context, I don't think you need it. Like, what word do you need? Just someone dancing with a snowman. Yeah. So what do you? Yeah. So what do you have going up? Coming up.
Well, I am finally putting out a video about this stupid thing that came out about like the Power Rangers casting and like being a mistake.
The Power Ranger. Wait, did you say Power Ranger?
Yeah, the one of the writers said like, oh, casting like a black and an Asian actor for the black and yellow suits was a mistake. It's like, yeah, like, why are you bringing this up when it was literally never a problem? It's so dumb. Yep. So I'm putting out that video. It'll come out tomorrow. I have words to say. It's so dumb. Donna. What about you?
I mean, I guess besides the homies, my Thursday afternoon stream, which I usually either cover the MADEIN stuff or Johnny Somali, and if nothing else is going on, then maybe a Rotten Mango or any other long video. Yeah, and now a reaction swap. Yeah, or maybe a K-pop music video reaction is usually what I do. But since there wasn't really anything, I went for a Johnny Somali video this week. MADEIN and Johnny Somali one. That's usually is Asia drama or reaction in over Asia stuff. And until next Wednesday, assuming Sophie can actually make it and isn't dead next week,
Yeah.
we will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.